Pearson, you'll see like if you're like going towards like land.
No, we live.
Are we live now?
Yeah.
So there's before you get to Land Bank, there's this abandoned schools or church. It's landmark. It's that street right there. It's like my shirt is so short. Westmoreland. Westmoreland, I go around in a car. It feels so good. And then I get my stove and fridge Thursday, and then I get my dishwasher Tuesday next week. Oh yes. What is this even day? Hey, we can go live. Y'all is messing up.
Mess it up if I
I didn't
want
say
mine.
that's about myself. I'm not talking.
You said you hate, man. I just heard the BS. Good evening, family. We at this First Ward, the good get together. Look like it's a decent turnout for the First Ward family. Y'all know I do this for y'all. Without y'all, I'm not nobody. As you can see, decent turnout. Good evening, Eddie Gray from the 704 Charlotte bound. Good brother, how y'all doing? Deshaun, Bohannon Hightower, Lewis Smith, 810 Flint. I appreciate all y'all being gracefully waiting on me to get here to turn this on for y'all. I greatly appreciate y'all for taking your time to watch 810. Once again, without y'all family, we ain't nobody. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Why y'all letting the women carry that tape?
Yeah, what these like y'all
You got a bad arm. But it's I know, it's like, I might have
You see good brother. You see brother James up in here.
It's like, I might have go to council last night.
You see, y'all see Don. Don has no problem with coming down here to help. Y'all sitting up there playing. Estelle, I do this for y'all, family. I do the best I can do. We try to be where y'all want us to be at. Y'all tell us to get there, we're going to get there. That's all I know. I'm glad I could be here for y'all. Like I say, we nothing without y'all. The guest speaker is here. Brother James.
Everybody, we're going to ask you to make when decided, we're going to put the tables across the front, and we may want to turn the tables so that they're facing this way. We're going
This
to
is
need
where the people gonna be at. We in the building, fam.
Y'all get the names of the qualifying candidates. Y'all got them.
How you doing, good brother?
They all coming today? Boys. All five commit to coming today?
Leon's out of town, but I got everybody else on the phone.
They're still good, man.
So that's why I'm late. I had to go sit with Chuck. I needed these names. And luckily, everybody was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Let me move out the way, fam. Hey, how you doing, brother right there. The brother right there. I have to move back, family. I have to move back. How you doing? Holla. No, don't act like that. Come on over. How you doing, family? Nice seeing you again.
Yeah, we're gonna find out who it is first, and then we're gonna.
Oh, cool. Cool.
You. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to be a part of 810.
Hey, listen, I've been waiting on you to come through. I don't know what you're scared of. It's funner with us. I said I don't know what it's funner with us. You know we have more fun over there. All together. My bad. What is it, brother? As you can see, 810 in the building today. Our very own brother Clark. You know, he'll be on tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Him and Trevor with Solutions. They'll be on tomorrow for Solutions. Hey, we live, people. I mean, I know I ain't trying to.
Was Fred McCoy able to make it up here?
As you can see,
Freddie McCoy.
couple of the candidates that's running for the first ward is sitting up. Founder Brewer, thank you. Estella, thank you. And Mac, thank y'all for coming in. Without y'all, we couldn't
I
be
want to start by
nowhere.
saying good evening, everybody. Hello. My name is Stephen. I'm the chair of the DC County Democratic Party Black Caucus. And the reason why I'm here is because of you guys. I started getting calls about a week or two ago about the process for filling Councilman Eric Manning's seat. So one thing that I really want to do is get people engaged. It sounds like this ward is already engaged. So I really didn't understand the process myself, so I reached out to City Clerk. It took us a while to connect, but she came out Friday and talked to some people, explaining the process to people. So right now, before we start, I can give y'all a quick overview of the process. And it sounds like, to my knowledge, that they're doing everything within protocol to follow the city's charter. And according to the city's charter, it's up to the city council to replace the person when there's a vacant seat like this. And she explained to us Friday also that she's going to encourage, or she's going to suggest to the council to make sure that there's an election in August to fill this seat. Yeah, so right now they put somebody in interim. They have a special meeting Thursday. So they start interviewing the candidates Thursday. So there's a list, and that's why I'm late, because I couldn't get her on the phone. She was working on that list, so I went and sat downtown at the desk with her, and she worked with me on this. She explained the process. So one thing, and I saw it on social media, so just to clarify, she explained to me that and yesterday she texted me, because I was supposed to have a list yesterday. And she explained to me that one of the criteria was that you can't have any delinquent expenditures to the city.
Word on the street.
And I haven't done my research, but I can tell you, like, my interactions with Clerk Donahue, I feel like she's a genuine person. again, I haven't looked at it, but me and Dwight were just on the phone. We like, hey, we gotta get into this chart. We gotta put this chart. So guess what? I got hold of it now. I gotta start learning this chart. But I want to make sure that you guys have all the information that you need to move any way that you guys need to move.
Me either. I ain't mad at you, serious, because I didn't either. I didn't understand that either.
I'm making this as clear as possible.
Messed me all
Like I
up,
said,
right.
So let me give you a little background. So people that don't know, the Genesee County Democratic Black Caucus, it's the organization, we work within the Democratic Party. We advocate for the African American community. Sometimes that means we're advocating for African American elected officials. Sometimes they might not look like us, but we feel like they don't do the best job to advocate for our community and pass policies for our community. So I've been chair of the county caucus for, I think this is my 6th year right now. I had a lot of babysitters helping me, and it's been kind of easy. But just like Eric Mays passing, it's a lot of our older leaders that are passing us on right now. Jerry Hall, who recruited me, I'm not gonna say for sure, but I almost feel like she knew what was happening with her. And she was introducing me to people and telling me I need to meet this person, I need to meet that person. And it's been rough on me now because I haven't had her behind me to like do that. But so I feel like this is kind of like my growing up. You gotta grow up first. I gotta step out. But what's encouraging about this situation is within 24 hours, we got this room full of people. And that's my whole goal. And I've been telling people, like, it's about educating and engaging. So half that part is done already. The engagement part is there. So I wanted to make sure that y'all have all the information that y'all need. So after I sat with Clerk Donahue, and she gave me the names of the people. Leon Elamine, he's out of town right now, and I already knew that. But I did talk to him today. Rose Worrell, Linda Anthony, Eric Walker, and Freddie McCoy. And I'll tell you this, everybody, they got called when I got the list. So it was like 5 o'clock. And all of them like, oh my.
Damn, I had to he did.
And we have Liberty Bell, I think she's not, so this is not a final list. And in her press release that she sent out today, I watched the press release, it's a preliminary list.
What?
So we believe that Liberty Bell will be part of the process also on Thursday.
Why y'all put out a list
So,
and it wasn't?
at first when I decided to do this, I was gonna create these questions. And I thought about it, I don't live in the first ward. And that's the whole problem. So I come up with these questions myself. I'm doing the same thing that y'all want to do, right? So hopefully people got note cards and had a chance to write their questions down. Does anybody have their note cards with a question on them that I can collect?
Okay, just a minute. I'd like to introduce myself.
Can I get a note card?
Yeah, so did you talk to yes, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Hey, can we get a note
My name is Nadine Roberts. I'm a resident of First Ward, and I've been a resident of Flint all my life.
Thank you. Say your name again.
Nadine Roberts.
I need a note card.
Nadine Roberts.
No, you got one.
You got one.
So give me a second to collect card. Ms. Beverly, she did tell me that she left and she got to leave the microphone out, but she's on her way back up here. No, nobody's represented right now. It's a vacancy right now. Anybody else have cards with questions on them? Anybody else need a card with questions on them? So we're waiting to write their questions. And I'd like to also take this time to plug the Genesee County Democratic Black Caucus. So you guys see, we running. I got a few of the members that are here right now, but like I said, we getting older, so we need y'all support. It's not my organization, and I keep telling them, it's not my organization. Yes, sir.
And she got the water, yeah, she got the water bill. Yeah, that's what I thought. She got a water bill.
She do, wear a hat on. With checks.
If anybody has an extra card, help me out and go distribute those cards, please, just so we can make sure that people that have questions get a chance to answer those questions. So what we're gonna do is, I'll read the question out, and for the questions that we have, just to make it fair, we're gonna give everybody a chance to answer these questions. Give everybody a chance to answer these questions. We'll start on this end with the first question, work our way down. Second question, we'll start here and work our way down. Third question, and follow that format. So everybody gets a chance to be the first one to answer the question. Everybody has an opportunity to listen to other people's response before they answer
You see
the
Quincy
question.
the king.
So the whole goal is to make this process as objective as possible. Does anybody have a problem hearing? I used to get put out of class because I have a big mouth, so now it's paying off for me, right? Let's start off though. She already introduced herself, but I'm gonna start with one simple question. Ask each candidate to introduce themselves, and then tell why they feel that they're qualified to fill this position. We're gonna try to keep this going as quick as possible though, because we gotta be respectful of people's time. And then again, remember, this is informational only. City Council is still going to make that selection. I don't know what influence y'all have on that. None. Hey, y'all dudes, I support y'all whatever effort y'all give, all right?
People don't come to the council meeting.
No, right. People think they 10 for the council.
How many people are actually in the first ward?
I'm first.
And here's another thing that she explained on Friday. First ward is the first ward before the redistricting. That was not supposed to go into effect when it did. So this process, like I know I used to reside in the second ward, and when I went to vote, they were telling me I was in the first ward. So I wouldn't be eligible now because I was actually in the second ward. So it's the original first ward, all right? All right, so we're going to start on this end. Please introduce yourself again.
I'm Nadine Roberts. I am born and raised in West Michigan. I began my early education in St. John Street area. That's where my family settled at. So I am a product of St. John historical area. I'm a graduate of Flint Central. I have a bachelor's degree. I also have a master's degree in political science and also policy. I have resided in Flint. I taught school over here at Northwestern. I'm a retiree of Flint Community Schools. Headed up a lot of projects, be it day camp. I ran a day camp at Northwestern with Otis Span and a few others that you all will probably be familiar with. Aside from that, I know the charter extremely well, and I also assisted on the 25-year plan, which was just created not long ago after having a charter, a plan that was 50 years old. I'm an ex-member of the Enterprise Zone, which is a lot of federal dollars that came into Flint. And out of that, we had an investment fund, and I was the president of all the money from the investment fund. I also assisted with Reverend Mays with Shiloh gaining a CBC. I helped him produce the application that was required for the designation. I helped assist with the funding for Shiloh Commons, which is now in existence as well. I am a member of Shiloh Church. I was baptized in Shiloh Church. And so at that time, I was baptized under E. Beverly Allen, which was the pastor. And after he passed away, Reverend Mays took over the helm. So the reason why I am running is because I am concerned about the youth in Flint.
I am concerned about them having activities. I am concerned about the senior citizens. I am currently a senior citizen. I am concerned about our neighborhood. I'm concerned about economic development, about growth, about where do we go from here? If you've been here anytime, you know what Flint used to be like. At the turn of the century, you know you could buy a house, you could buy a car, the economic conditions were extremely good. Things have changed. Things have changed. And so now with things changing, we've got to change with the times. But we still need to progress and move forward. And it needs to be a collective effort in order to do that. I was also on the committee to make recommendations for the pandemic money that has not been spent yet as well. And so I come with a working knowledge, if you will, in economic development, work very closely with Woodrow Stanley, with Ridgeway Vermont, with Vermont Foundation, Nancy Jerkowitz, she used to be in community and economic development, Chris Davenport. So I do have a firm knowledge of governmental policies as it relates to the city of Flint, as it relates to the charter. And that I feel like is very important to know how things are ran when it comes to government. You have to clearly understand what it takes to move things forward. And it's not just as easy as people think, that just because this board wants something, that they get something. It's not that easy. Designations for federal dollars is not that easy. And so I feel as though residents really need to understand the charter. They really do. And people don't even have a copy of the charter, have never read the charter. People don't even know that there's a new 25-year plan after 50 years. The plan that they were working on was 50 years old. 50 years old. Everything has changed within 50 years. Everything. And so therefore, when you talk about the 25-year plan, I want everybody to know this. The 25-year plan is your roadmap. It's the roadmap in which the city has adopted and said, this is the way we're going. And so everybody needs to clearly understand what the 25-year plan is and how important it is to know the 25-year plan, because you'll know what they plan to do. It's the roadmap. Yeah, we're going to have some twists and turns, and some things are going to be a little different, but it's still a roadmap. And there's an end of that roadmap. So there's a place that the city is trying to get to. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And so for this opening round of introduction, we're not going to put the clock on, but going forward, the questions, we're going to give each person 2 minutes to respond to those questions, just so we can keep it moving.
Good evening. Thank you all for having me out here tonight. My name is D. Eric Walker. I've been in Flint for over 50 years. I was raised in Omaha, Nebraska, but I've lived in Flint, was educated here in Flint. Went to Flint Southwestern High School where we were the coach, and we had a winning football team. I was educated also at U of M Flint. I received a master's degree in 2004 in public administration. And the young lady is absolutely right. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in the city of Flint. But right now, what I saw last night at the council meeting was one of the things that I want to address is first and foremost. We have to set aside petty differences. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about us. And until we can get to that point on the city council where we can engage one another in a civil way. I mean, I heard some things last night from the audience, from the city council itself.
From yourself.
Totally, yes,
Yeah,
from me,
you was
from
wrong.
me,
You was
because,
wrong.
and the reason that I said what I said, because, and I'll say it again, let me just make it clear. What we experienced last night
You was
was
part of it.
sophomoric cockaloon.
You was part of it.
Plain, no, I can't,
You was part of it. Call a spade a spade. I was there.
yes, I know,
Okay,
and believe me,
You
I'm
already
not gonna
started off
deny that I did not,
You already started off lying. Pass the mic.
I did
Pass that mic.
not, I'm not gonna deny that I did not.
Okay, let's go ahead.
So I heard about last night, I'm sorry, I had another meeting, so I wasn't there last night. But we want to keep this, we want to keep this right now about moving forward. So anybody that knows me, they're gonna know, I'm about positivity, and I'm about moving Flint forward, right? So if we're gonna talk about making this positive change that we need to make, we need to start right now. So, from both sides, from the audience, so I'm also gonna give you guys a little bit. I watched some of the city council meetings, you go get a check. So we gotta learn that, we signed up for that. In this role I'm in right now, I might get some hate. And I gotta be big enough, I told you it's time for me to grow up, I'm gonna have to take it. So that's one of the things that I'm hoping that from all our candidates that we're able to demonstrate is that we can take that heat.
Yeah.
Because we signed up for this.
And that brings me a nice segue into this point. Yes, Quincy, you were there, and I admonished the council for the behavior. Was I wrong? Absolutely. Did I break protocol? Absolutely. But I'm big enough to own up to that. And I did it for a reason. Because it's time to stop that. It's time to move the business of the city forward. I think I'm qualified to do this. With my education, my lifelong love for Flint. I had an opportunity to move away from Flint a few years ago, but I absolutely wouldn't. I wouldn't because I love Flint. Flint, like the young lady said, it was a beautiful place at the turn of the century. During the 60s, the 70s, when we moved here, it was like one of the best places to live ever. School board or education system was solid. School board was solid. We have a problem right now with the school system and school board. That's another issue that needs to be addressed. But Flint was a place where you could raise your family in relative comfort. We had everything we needed and some of the things we wanted. And that's what I want for the citizens of Flint again. For the citizens of Flint to have some of the things that everything that they need and some of the things that they want. Again, my name is E. Eric Walker, and I apologize for last night, council members that are present, but I stand by what I said because it was ridiculous. But again, like the brother just said, we're going to move forward. We're going to maintain a positive attitude about things. And that was the reason that why last night I almost gave up. I was, why do I want to get involved with this? Why do I want to get to this mess? Because I feel like I can make a difference. I feel like I might be that mediator on the council. Hey, sister, let's not talk that way. Hey, brother, let's not talk that way. Let's look at the issue at hand. There are some things that I heard from the audience. They weren't wrong. But there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place to speak out. And again, I was wrong. Again, I apologize. But I stand on what I said. Again, my name is Eric Walker. I appreciate you all having me out here tonight and listening to me to this point. And I look forward to serving the citizens of First Ward in Flint, Michigan. Thank you.
They don't go to the meetings, they don't know.
Good evening, residents. I'm Pastor Linda Anthony. The homeless come to my door, and I feed them. I got family over there with boxes. They walk into my door and knock at my door, and I will get up, get some food for them, and feed them. I raised all 7 of my kids here. Bless their heart. they got up to and had to feed the homeless too. That was in our hearts. That was in my heart to do because this was my community. I love people. I love people. When I tell you I love people, I go to a church where we on the streets ministering on Saturdays. Talking to people about getting their life, changing their life. We do things for people. This ain't about me. It's about all of us helping one another get up where we need to go, starting at the bottom. We got people losing their houses. Why you got store open down there on the corner of
Pearson and Fleming.
Why ain't it open? Why isn't it open? This is, we get, look, we tired. We tired of the foolishness. People losing their houses to taxes, and they claim they're trying to go up on it. We need help. You got people got plastic on their houses for the roof because the roof is leaking. Oh, can't afford to get it. This shouldn't be. There's enough money. They always talk about how much money they got down here, but the people in Ward 1, we are suffering. It's time out for all that. We up here and you down there. It's time for all of us to get down there and bring some more folks up so that we all can be, somebody can have smiles on their face. I understand how you feel when you go down to the city council and you ask them questions and you're talking to them. And it seems like you ain't getting nowhere. I'm truly sorry. I truly apologize for that. Because we need to work together so we can get some things done. So we can move, like he said, forward in this thing. Okay? I'm just going to be truthful with you. I graduated from Northern. But I graduated taking care of 7 kids. I had 4 boys I had to take care of. By myself, I was a single mother with 4 boys. Got married down the road and got 3 girls through that marriage. And we fought to get to where we at. I just lost my husband December 16th of last year. But it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy for none of you guys either. You know, look at our roads. You see our roads, all the houses and what is going on? Look, I drive a school bus. I drive everywhere. And in certain districts, the roads are nice. But you can't go down Pearson Road.
No man. No man.
Come on, they tearing up our cars. You get a car, it's tearing up. You tearing it up. But you know, ain't nobody crying about it. Because guess what? That is not an issue. But it is an issue to us.
I don't know why I'm shaking up.
It's an issue to me. And listen, we got to get together and use the work. This is how we got to work. You got too many people. Listen, y'all. We got too many homeless people on the streets. A flint and a total. Do you know I work for a school?
Preach.
I work for a school I work for New Standards.
Well.
And these people are paying for people to stay in hotels because they homeless. And they children. Mothers! Listen. I'm not prejudiced, but they are our people. And we do have to sometime or another look and say, look, we gotta help each other. This should be, children shouldn't be hungry. Well, this shouldn't happen. I'm coming to bring you, what I want to bring to the table is help. Help the person at the bottom. Help somebody come up to the top. help people come out here whole, because everybody here needs something, or you wouldn't be here. We all need something. I need something. We all need something. We done been through the coronavirus. Hey, you there. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the bad water. We still here. But we gotta, it's got to be a change. It's got to be somebody who cares that's fought with you, that's fighting with you, that love the neighborhood, not just saying we love the neighborhood, but that love the neighborhood. I love my neighborhood, where I come from. Like I say, homeless people can come up to my house and I'm gonna feed them. I'm gonna take care of them. They can come to my house. I'm gonna give them something to eat. I don't mind doing that, because we have to be helpers one to another. We can't just let this thing, we can't let everybody we can't let these folks fall to the side. Somebody's got to stretch out and begin to do something. And this, I've been doing this for years. This ain't nothing just started. This ain't nothing just started. This has been years, okay? I do work at Oak Street, on Court Street. I go down there and sit with the senior citizens, take a pizza every weekend down there. And I go down there and I be with them. This is something I'm not having just started. I'll tell you right now, no, I don't have a bunch of degrees, but I got a degree in how I've been hurt. I got a degree in come on. And common sense on how I'm supposed to live and how we supposed to live and how these homeless people, all these homeless people out here walking the street. And we go to bed like it don't matter. Yeah. I'm going to a meeting. I gotta go. I'm a delegate.
You want to go?
I was voting in delegate. I gotta do vote for the Congress and stuff. That's where we at. Y'all be keeping in your prayers.
Amen. We're gonna pray for it. What about the question?
I just got the name from Robert. I was calling at the last minute, so everybody that's here pretty much just found out.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and speak tonight. I'm Rose Morrow. I live in the first ward. I'm died in the first ward. I was born and raised in Flint, graduated from Flint Northern High School. Some of my classmates are here. I've been back since July of 2021. I've been in Texas and South Carolina. I've been a police officer, a law enforcement for 2.5 years. I got hurt in 2018, so I'm up, but I still shoot. But I've also taught in the police academy for years. When I came back, I'm not gonna lie, I live on Baldwin, born and raised. My mom bought that house in 1971. I remember all the trees in the neighborhood. I remember how the houses looked. They weren't all burned up, garbage everywhere. It wasn't like that. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. When my uncle passed away, I walked home. I said, why go buy another $300,000 home? I'm done with law enforcement after 29 and a half years. And then when I sit and cried, I looked at the neighbors, some of my neighbors, the Andrews, she's here. They've been there since I was a kid. It touched my heart when some of the neighbors came and I was cleaning the house up and cut down trees in my yard because they were dead. I didn't just cut them down. But some of the neighbors came up, Miss Margie's what, 87, 89. Some of them came up and said, babe, Rose. And I had to look because I've been gone for a while. Like I said, I've been back since July of 2021. I left Michigan in 2008. I was a sheriff deputy down for Wayne County Sheriff Department. Then I got, my ex was military, so we got sent to Texas. So we were in Houston, San Antonio, and then we got sent to Charleston, South Carolina, where I left the State Department of Correction as a lieutenant. Working in 29 and a half years, they trained me well. As far as teaching, one thing, and I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but one thing that I always stress, and I've been stretching since I've been dealing with the Flint Police Department, I love all law enforcement, but sometimes we gotta teach somebody how to talk to you. That interpersonal communication skills. I call about stray dogs. I call about people stealing stuff out of Northern. I just drive around and look around just to see the streets, how they've changed. I was telling Miss Martin how I just went up to Northern High School, took pictures, and they stealing stuff out the high school. Every time I come up there, I see somebody walking down the street with a billboard. So I called 911 and said, hey, you got 3 guys up here right now piling stuff outside the side of Northern. I'm sitting here watching. I'll wait for you. So it's a lot. Like I said, Flint has changed and it's a lot. But it's not like we can't change. One thing I did feel that the first ward, driving around the city of Flint, and I'm not trying to knock anybody else's ward, but I feel like the first ward had been forgotten.
Yes.
Okay. And at first, I'm gonna be honest, me and Councilman Mays, we had to talk, we didn't always agree. But I didn't know what he was going through. A lot of people said he was confrontational, his method, and he said it himself, how his delivery method, people may get offended somehow. But guess what? He had a good heart. And finally I told him, I said, okay, let's put it like this. After going to city council meetings, I've been going for a while, going to board, Ethics and Accountability Board, some Board of Education meetings. I'm like, damn, is it like this everywhere?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I came to him and I said, I apologize to you because at first I was upset at you, but then after I started going to city council meetings, he would have good questions and he would try and get the answers. But then people were fighting him, you know, and the sad part about it, and I'll admit, I went to city council for public speaking and I told him, hey, it's like this, nothing personal against nobody, but guess what? You guys work for us. I feel like you guys have forgot. Y'all taking care of everything else, but you forgot about us. You work for us, but if you don't want to do your job, just resign.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, hey, I said, not a problem. And then a lot of people get mad at me, but I said, okay, well, if you don't want to resign for whatever reason, I will be personally participating in the recall. That offended some people. But guess what? If the residents voted you in, the residents should be able to get you out. So if we feel you're not doing your job, and I'm gonna say this, I hope I do get it. But I know it's up to God if I'm gonna get it or not. But if I get it, I'm also a student of criminal justice at Indiana Wesleyan University Online, and I'm gonna continue to do that. I worked so much for 29 and a half years. Every time I tried to start school, I had to stop. I also have 4 kids and 7 grandkids. So it was a lot. And every time I start, I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta go to this basketball game, or I gotta go to whatever. My kids come first, okay? So I did that. But now everybody's grown. My kids take care of their kids. I was earlier babysitting my 3-year-old grandson. But guess what? I made sure I was here. I just found out. I just found out about 3:30 that I had been accepted. I was debating on, I didn't know about the meeting until 810 News Media is the best news media spot because if you know, and don't answer my phone. I will call you back. I stop and text you.
Look at your
and I'll
leader
call
over
you
there.
back. You should be
Great
watching this
leader.
too.
Giving the thumbs
So I
down.
pay my rent. I try to pay my rent. I'm paying my rent.
Great leader he is over there.
I get more,
Great
learn
leader.
more stuff, learn about the problems. People out of state, they write in what we should and should not do.
Lord have mercy.
But Councilman Mays, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There's no way anybody would fill his shoes. We all know that. He would tell you if he didn't know the answer, he would do a 3-way call like he said. And know the answer. I'm not promising y'all, this is my first time in politics. Okay, I'm learning. But what I can promise you are, if you do elect me your first ward council person, I'm gonna bust my ass and do my job. And some of the residents here, for the last 2.5 years since I've been back, I started a neighborhood association meeting. Ms. Beverly know we meet up here once a month. I come up here and pay my dues up here, mop the floor, whatever they need done. If they have an event up here, I'm good with making balloon arches and decorating. So I come up here, I don't charge nobody up here. You know, I come up here, see me want me to sit down with them and talk or whatever, I do it. But I go through every week when it's summer, and I'm diabetic. And I go through every week, and I pick up garbage. We adopted a lot on the corner of DuPont and Holmes. I just wrote 3 grants. I pray we get it. That's one thing the police department taught me was how to write grants. And I'm gonna share a conversation right quick, and I won't hold you guys, I know it's about one more person. But back in August, I came to Councilman Mays and I said, look, after the councilman, we were sitting there the day they walked him out. And then I said, please, don't say that, don't say that. They wanna just get you out. They wanna just get you out. They don't care, don't let them get you low. And I said, I understand you're a grown man, and you can defend yourself, but look what you're dealing with. everybody on that council is not right. Okay, everybody on that council do not have our best interests at heart. I'm not talking about everybody because some people do try. But one thing I do teach a lot is interpersonal communication skills. We gotta learn to talk to each other a better way. And we also gotta make other people understand that they ain't gonna talk to us any kind of way.
That's right.
And that is the biggest problem. These residents are, all of us, are hurting because councilman mates pass away. And then on top of that, you're feeling like, hey, and I understand like at the last meeting when some of the neighborhood associations spoke up, you know, nobody can fill his shoes. I'm gonna already tell you that, I can't fill his shoes. But I'm gonna bust my ass and do what I can. I'm gonna arrange every cleanup project with the neighborhood association. If City Hall won't give us no money, guess what? We need to find our own money. And we can do that by writing grants and working with outside sources. Because they're not, until we get the right people in the office. Sit where I come from, while I've been gone, city council and the mayor's office, I have seen the mayor sit in the city council meeting and listen. And they didn't always get along. But when city council said, hey, we want to do this, but the budget, we can't do it. The mayor said, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna look at the general fund, see what I can get, and we're gonna work it out. But I'm personally, and this is my personal opinion, I'm upset about the ARPA dollars. Because we gave away all this damn money.
Yes, we did.
And then I called Metro Community Development, and some of the residents here know, I go fill out your paperwork for you for the last 3 programs and help people get roofs, doors, security doors, furnaces, hot water tanks, air conditioners. I go do it. I just arrange. We gotta work together. People gotta stand together. Just like Ms. Bell, I just told her. I met her, and I just recently, and I talked to her. I work with people who want to move Flint forward, who actually will get out there and do the work. But if you go sit up there and just argue the whole time, answer calls, don't care about your residents, you too busy kissing ass and everything else. I'm sorry. But if you just gonna do that, you don't need to be up there. Okay? You got all these organizations, and I sit at city council meeting, when I can't, I'm online watching because I gotta do homework too. But then sometimes it's kind of hard to do homework when you see the stuff going on and you have to stop doing homework. But you got these organizations getting 300-something thousand, 50,000, whatever it may be. But then the rest of the people, the organizations that's asking for the money don't even show up. When the council got a question, and I feel like as council members or the clerk or whoever's supposed to do it, send out a list. I mean, you got the same, you're not reinventing the wheel. You got these same people asking the same thing for the money, what they want it for. They should be explaining what they want the money for, how they're gonna evaluate, because you're giving this money. Because you don't want these same people coming up here every time some money's being given out, and they ask for the same money, and then guess what? Because they your favor, they gonna get that money. And some people gotta have them saying, I'm that 5th vote, or we need 5 votes. You know, guess what? Some people say they need 6. And then it's sad because you sit there, the residents come down there, myself, and sit there for hours and hours. And I told the council this, so it's nothing new. You sit here for all these hours arguing and never get to the doggone agenda. And then you're wasting the residents' time, and you're not helping the residents. So if I come to city council, what I'm proposing is, 1, I'm trying to do, and I've already started on it, a 10-year action plan. Councilman Mays, if he was here, he will tell you. Ms. Bonnie, some of them know. I've already started that action plan, and we were supposed to work together. But what I said was, and the other people, in other words, don't get offended, I said the city don't care about us. The city, so guess what? Let's make, and this is what I told Councilman Mays, and this was back in August. Let's make the first ward a city within a city. You're gonna be Mayor Mays, and I'm gonna be your deputy chief. I just work for free. I said, I got your soldiers. We started the neighborhood association. So let's plan our cleanups. Let's get the money. We're gonna get some outside money, and we're just gonna start rebuilding the first ward because nobody else is gonna do it. A lot of city officials, they hate me because guess what? I call them every day about the street. I've been threatened that the water's gonna be turned off. You owe me money. I had a situation with the water company where because I called every day, we got a big old hole in our street. One neighbor that's here got a big crater. There's a pocket up under. And then the sewer bagged up from Ms. Lillian's house, so there's a giant crater. And we laugh sometimes because there's no speed bumps and our street is raggedy. The cars go racing down the street, they bottom out, they lose hubcaps and stuff, so we're sitting on the porch laughing. But it's not, it's funny, it's not funny, because I've been calling for 2.5 years about sidewalks, driveways, and streets. They come out, they put the pink spots on our sidewalks, and guess what? You're like 500 on the list, or we're working on this side, south side, or the east side, and we'll get to the north side. Guess what? It's been 2.5 years. I called him so much and pissed him off on a Friday where I said, I'm not calling him no more, he's your supervisor, he's retired. I said, well, you asked for somebody, Clyde Edwards, I think his name is. I said, okay, well, I'm calling the mayor's office. So what you want to do that for? And I said, because you're not doing your job. So then, that was a Friday. By Monday, I'm sitting there doing homework, I heard somebody come in my house. Yeah, I've been trying to cut my water off. Yeah, but guess what? I keep my little bills in the stack. So I politely grabbed my bills, went out there, and I said, I worked hard. I worked hard planting this grass. You keep digging up my yard, you must call 911. And he said, why? I said, it's on the bill. I'm gonna lay out until they get here, fix my grass. And so the guy's like, you're a little feisty thing. I said, here, don't cut my water off. You know why? Y'all hadn't replaced my meters. I've been paying $300-something on it. It was the old meter. So then y'all gave me almost $1,000 credit. Then you just gave us, the city just gave us $300. So look, I have to pay for a whole year, y'all still owe me almost $800. So if you cut my water off, we're gonna have a problem. I said, but better yet, let's do this. Call your supervisor and verify that you got the right address, put it on speakerphone, and ask, are you at the correct address? And the gentleman said, we're here to cut our water off, but I think there's a problem. I don't think we're supposed to do it. And he said, he looked it up and he goes, no, don't cut the water off, just leave it. But you was there to cut my water off. Then he said, I said, ask him who told you to do this, who put the order in. And guess what? He said, don't cut the water off, don't worry about it, just leave the house. And I said, see, everybody ain't right. And I make that example to show that everybody don't have our best interest at heart. So what we need to do is, and one thing Councilman Mays, if you guys look at his old videos and YouTube videos, back when the city council used to be crowded, guess what? He always used to say, we need to stand strong and stand together. Whether I get it or not, if there's a candidate that's busted their butt doing their job, they're not just sitting up there arguing on council, because guess what? It's always a recall. We got one who's just approved and another one probably coming soon. So we'll be in your ward soon and knocking on doors asking for signatures. And if I'm not doing my job, you ain't gonna have to recall me. I'll just go ahead and resign. But I guarantee you what, I'm gonna be out there cleaning up. I'm not gonna be sitting behind. I'm gonna have to sit up there and go to the meetings. I'm gonna answer my phone. I might not answer right then, but leave a message and I'll call you back. But as far as looking for money, first let me back up. First, what I feel the problem is, residents aren't put first. If we put the residents first, and all that general fund money, man, if I was mayor, it wouldn't be the Blue City. I call it the Blue City over here because there's so many times. I go down the doors and say, I know you don't know me, but it won't cost you money. Can you fill out your application and turn it in and see if you can get approved? You know, this is what we have to do. I take a picture. For example, and I'm gonna tell everybody this now. There is a grant, there is a funding coming for home repair and improvement, another one. What I propose is the documents we know we need. What we need to do is gather them now. This announcement is supposed to be out. We gotta think outside the box. I get pissed when you pass out applications on the 1st at 9 o'clock, and that's a Monday, and by Tuesday at 11:45, when I went and got 40 applications, and you tell me I can't turn them in for the residents because you're closed. Yep. How did you get that many applications? So then I got smarter. The next time, I said, okay, you gotta think outside that box. Get your stuff together. They open up at 9. We're gonna sit in our cars at 8 o'clock. You're gonna have your documents. Let's make copies so there's no excuse. And then, all we gotta do is fill out the application, turn it back in that same day. That's what I have some of you guys that's here doing now. So we need to keep doing that. We gotta work together. We gotta look for that. That money is free. My half and some of those, they pay people's back taxes. All the people that lost their home, they didn't have to lose it. But guess what? People down on city council and city hall, I don't feel they work hard enough. You know, I'm not saying people are working, but we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We need to stop. We're gonna argue. We're gonna agree to disagree. People are hurting. But guess what? In honor of Councilman Eric Mays, guess what? This is the time to get it done. People are angry, they're hurting, they're upset. So guess what? This is the time for us to stand together. Don't let nobody divide us. That council chamber should be full, but I understand, why should I go down there? All they're gonna do is argue for 8 hours, hell, I'm gonna fall asleep. You gotta get up and walk around. I had to do it the other night, because I'm like, what day? So guess what? If I get appointed, I promise you, I'm gonna do this, okay?
So my name is Liberty Bell, but first my daughter wants to say something before I speak to y'all. Is that okay? Y'all sure? Cause y'all sound tired. Y'all don't sound enthusiastic about it. Okay. See, and that's why I brought my daughter to the event, because I'm a young mother, but here.
Hi, my name
You're gonna be all in the media when they get you talking about it. Yeah. You wanna get up there? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Tajibel Wanasa, and my mother is looking to build a little school. My mom is running for more vacancies in council. I am not here to get out, but my mom is running to fill the seat. I am here to support my mom. I feel like we should be able to have a special vote instead of appoint a candidate.
Thank you. So, my name is Liberty Bell, and I am a member of Bel Air Woods State Association Block Club. I have been in this ward for 10 years, besides my grandmother owning her house at Home Street, 2006 Home Street for 53 years. She was one of the first houses that got built over there. I'm well aware of St. John's area, 475, and the history of us moving over here as well. Now, mind you, I didn't come here to talk about the history. I did come to let y'all know that there are 81 pages in the Flint Charter, and we need to learn the Flint Charter as well as the Robert Rules. There are a lot of constituents here today that either have liens on their homes or water bills that we need to address. Our kids still haven't got paid for their checks, or we haven't got paid our checks for these water bills, and we still got lead in our house. Now, if y'all elect me, then I will be able to help get some of this stuff done at City Hall. That is my promise to y'all. Me and Mr. Mays, as well as the late Sean Harrison, we have been working on programs for the last 10 years. We still don't have a grocery store over here that we can go. We got to go 4.7 miles all the way to Kroger in Flushing. That money don't even come back to our community. I'm willing to work with every last constituent on this board. With her, with the blights, making sure our neighborhoods stay cleaned up, making sure that continue to get these houses knocked down, and make sure that we get the youth owning their houses and our home improvement grants that are coming back to this neighborhood. If y'all have any questions for me, I have 2 children. My son is actually at football practice right now for 475, so he couldn't make it. But we've been coming here since 2014, where we would hold forums for Councilman Mays, the late Honorable Councilman Mays. Now, again, I will never be Eric. I can never provide to y'all what Eric provided to y'all, but I can provide the knowledge that I obtained, whether it's calling the police if you get into an accident in our neighborhood because these kids is driving 50 miles in their Chargers up and down Home Street. I want to continue to have the police over here and get them to us in appropriate time and make sure that these people are not driving, running over people, and I want to deal with a lot of other things, but those are my key focal points. Making sure that people stay in their homes, making sure y'all get this grant money for MDHS, making sure we work with Michael Clack over there with these renovations for this school. Where are the kids gonna go to school at Brownell Homes Association while they doing the renovations? Why the teachers walking out? Teach for America programs. Are we issuing them back into our community? Are we putting them in houses so they can work in our community? So that's what I want to issue, and that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to hold y'all time because I've been clocking myself, It's usually about 3 minutes down at City Hall that you can talk. If y'all have any questions for me, please put them in the forum and I can answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for your time.
So now for the first question. And Mike, you got the timer. So going forward, I didn't know we had this many Southern Black Baptist preachers in here tonight. I'm sorry. But no, we got 2 minutes. So everybody got 2 minutes. So Mike has a sign in the back, so he'll put the sign up and let you know when your time is up. So that way we can keep it moving, we can get through these questions, and people will be informed, all right? All right, so we're going to start with you this time in the same format, Mr. Walker. The first question I have is, what is the most pressing issue facing the First Ward?
I think Ms. Morrow addressed that quite accurately. Black, trash everywhere. And that's something that we can do immediately. Like she said, we can incorporate the local agencies or the nonprofit organizations, the neighborhood associations here to assist with the cleanup efforts. I walk probably 2 or 3 miles every morning, regardless of weather. And I'm telling you, it's so depressing to walk down Tile Road or Pearson Road and to see trash lining the streets. One thing that we can do, we can hold those businesses that are still open on Tile Road and on Pearson Road accountable to clean up the front of their storefronts. That is a city ordinance that they have to keep that property clean. Now, you know, they got some younger people that are working in the Pizza Hut or the Domino's store there, Snipes, and they're not going to want to pick up trash. But if they are encouraged to pick up the trash, that's one of the problems solved. I'm also part of a neighborhood cleanup. I've got some folks over at KMS, and we walk the block and we do cleanups. That's one of the most pressing issues. Another pressing issue is the lack of police presence. I talked with my daughter-in-law, she's Genesee County Sheriff Deputy, and I said, why is it that we don't have the sheriff deputies driving around in our neighborhoods to assist Flint Police and the state police with monitoring our neighborhoods? She said it's because the city of Flint won't pay a contract to the sheriff's department to police the city of Flint. That's a puzzle in itself, because if the Genesee County Sheriff is a Genesee County agency, why is it that Flint has to pay them anything to police our streets? So those are some of the things that I feel are most pressing. The blight in the neighborhood. There are some community block grant monies that are available to assist with cleanup, and we need to tap into that. Thank you, Mike. Back there.
Ms. Morrow.
Okay, since he said the blight and lack of police presence, I'm gonna move to unsafe water, because we can't drink the water. And also home repair and improvement. If we don't fix our homes, we're not gonna be able to live in a home. So I'm gonna add those two to the list, because we already know there's a blight issue. But the next one I would say is unsafe water and home repair and improvement, and then helping people with their homes.
Because the crime is horrible.
Ask me your question.
What is the most pressing issue facing the First Ward?
The most pressing issue that's facing the First Ward outside of the blight and the housing is transparency of the charter. Following Robert's rule and understanding this charter. We adapted that charter in January 2018, and I believe Mr. Quincy was just here. He was part of the group that wrote that charter. We, as constituents, don't know that charter. Therefore, we have an issue where we should be having a special election right now, but we up here talking about the ones that's trying to get appointed, and we don't feel as though they should be able to appoint that council. That's why we're here having this forum right now. So to educate on this charter, that is the first thing that we need to take care of. The second thing is making sure we're talking to those individuals about these properties. There are 20 properties in the First Ward that are downtown at the city of Flint, that are owned by the city of Flint, that Councilman Mays took back, that because we got 2018, we kept changing council committees. So yes, we need to address those things first and get our ARPA funds as well as make sure that these people are getting some money, whether it's Beverly over here getting her Castle Green programs for her senior citizens, because they're going to clock every dollar, making sure they got enough programs over here, because there is a lot of seniors over here, as well as bridging that gap with the youth and the elderly people. Now, it's a couple of us that's young. That's why I asked who is in this ward. Because, see, I don't got time. Okay. So, it's a couple of us in this ward that are younger and are willing to work with y'all, are willing to build, strengthen these block clubs. After COVID, we know we disconnected. So, that's what we putting back in motion. So, number one, if you ask me, I'm working on this housing program. Number two is the transparency of this charter. Number three is the blight. And number four is I got time.
The most pressing thing that I believe needs to occur is we are in, First Ward is considered one of the neighborhood stabilization area projects. So neighborhood stabilization is critical, and that encompasses, retention of homes, having money to pay taxes, having money for to repair your home, having money to even afford to have insurance on your home, which most people don't have, and they cannot get a grant if they don't have homeowners, because nobody will work on the house because of accidents and things like that. So some of those things we actually wrote in some of the pieces because they were missing, and people, because we're redlined over here, people can't afford homeowners insurance because it's way out of line for what the value is currently right now. So neighborhood stabilization is number one for me, which encompasses the entire neighborhood. We're talking about a comprehensive entire neighborhood, which includes water, which includes the infrastructure. It also includes economic development. It includes education. It includes people, residents, seniors. Everything that makes up this community is neighborhood stabilization. And so we need to stabilize this neighborhood, opposed to this neighborhood being dismantled. We need to stabilize it, because we can't build out. Flint is annexed in. So you can only build within. There's nowhere to go. You got Flushing, you got Mount Morris Township, we're annexed in, so you can't do anything but build within.
So our next question, we'll start with this end. What have you done in the First Ward to serve the community?
What have I done in the First Ward to serve the community? Since I've been back, I've been walking the streets every week picking up garbage. I don't do it just in First Ward, I go over in other wards to do it also. I just wrote 3 grants. I'm hoping they get approved. I turned them into the neighborhood engagement hub, and I'm looking for other grants. That money is going in our neighborhood to work in different areas. Other things I've done, I've helped people as far as getting home repair improvements done on their homes. So I'm going to continue to do that and everything I'm doing. And I'm also trying to attend all the council meetings, economic development meetings, board of education meetings. And I'm trying to encourage other residents, which a lot of them are here, that we're trying to get a group together, so I can't do everything by myself. We need to work together. So I'm gonna keep encouraging and recruiting people to help me help us. That's one of the ways it's gonna be done.
What have I done for the First Ward? Well, I hate going back to I want this to be about me. I don't want this to be about Councilman Mays, But Councilman Mays and Sean Harrison, I lost Sean, who was the Block Club president in December. And I lost Councilman Mays as of this February, and I'm probably one of the last people standing. But I was one of those constituents working on those home improvement programs or seeing where our funds was gonna go. I go door to door and check on my neighbors I talked to Mr. Sam, I talked to D, who is the police officer, I talked to Kim. We check on each other in our area. We make sure the grass is cut, make sure we got, equipment to help each other shovel. And those are the things that I do amongst my neighbors. I talk to them. I'm one of the youngest constituents in my area, in that little block. So I go to those places and to those people and ask them what they need. I work on legislation, a lot of legislation, as far as making sure that people stay off the corner or not loitering at those corner stores. I am a part of the North Flint market since 2018. So I am in the process of working with Audrey and trying to get that grocery store up and running. Because again, we don't have access to groceries, and they talk about it in the memorandums from 46 under MLK. How do you destroy civilization? You destroy it by destroying their water supply, destroying their food supply, and messing up their school and education with their children. And so those are the things that, as a community, I'm willing to work with Rosemary. I'm willing to work with Linda McKay. I'm willing to work with Derek Walker. Hell, I'm not even actually an applicant as of right now. As of 4:43, she told me I had to submit another document, which was $44.19. She said, you got to tomorrow to turn that in or you won't be in the race. And so, the transparency, it was 18 applicants and 5 of us are still standing, actually under the 2022 charter that they're allowing us to go off of. Right now, one of the constituents not even supposed to be able to be an applicant. So that's under the Flint Charter. And that's, again, understanding our Flint Charter.
But where's the legislation that says that you gotta have your bills paid up? I ain't never seen that before. I've never heard of legislation.
The question is a repeat question. What have you done to serve the residents in the first ward?
Serving the residents of the first ward, I still remain real active in education, being a retired educator from Flint School. So I still work real closely with high school students, mainly high school students that are really concerned about them not being able to read beyond the 6th grade level that Flint students is graduating. So that's a pet peeve of mine, it's a problem. The other thing is, I do serve on quite a few boards that has a lot to do with community and economic development for the entire city itself. I also help in the creation of the 25-year plan, which I set on the education and economic development piece. When it comes to the store down there on Clio Road, the Plaza Co-op store, funding is not all the way in place. Residents were able to participate and be in the co-op. That means you had to pay some money. So, of course, I paid some money to be in the co-op, but things are not in place yet. So economic development is very, very critical. Period. Jobs, economic development, stability, to be able to stabilize the neighborhood. And to stabilize the neighborhood, it takes economics, it takes money. There's no way around it. And we can't always look for others to save us. That we can't do. We can no longer look for my foundation to bail us out. We gotta learn how to save ourselves. We have to learn how to save ourselves. And I'm one of the people that kind of say, I don't necessarily so believe that welfare and that kind of thing was healthy for us. I don't believe it was, because before we made it happen. And something kind of, when you get relying on something, we get what we get right now.
Currently, I just take it upon myself to get out and do my community cleanup. I don't do anything specifically for the First Ward residents because I participate in a program down well, it used to be at Burson Fieldhouse. We're currently at Bassett Park. And I participated in the men's softball league where we promote health education, education period for the kids. We try to promote community through our efforts of playing softball, and not just playing softball. Again, we raise money for breast cancer awareness, back to school supplies for kids. I personally tutor a group of kids, some family friends of mine. I'm also active in promoting the voter registration drive over at KMS, Kenneth Simmons Square Apartments. My work is just beginning. And if I am appointed and subsequently elected to the council seat, that's when I will go to work. I mean, that's when I will put forth a better effort to be a better citizen in the city of Flint. Thanks.
We're going to do a couple more questions. I know it's getting late. The next question is, how many council meetings have you attended in the last year? And the second part of that question is, who did you support in the last mayoral election?
Let me see it again, because that was like 3 questions in one.
That was only 2
How
minutes.
many council meetings have you attended in the last year? And who did you support in the last mayoral election?
So, the last mayoral election, I supported Councilman Eric Mays. And I also supported Mayor Karen Weaver. And my reasonings is because when in 2014-16, when the water crisis happened, Councilman Mays told Karen to declare the state of emergency. Not only did he win that election by default, but he still allowed those constituents, because he could have took it to court. He still allowed those constituents to be on that ballot, and he got behind those candidates. He was a team player. So I'm willing to be a team player, and those are the people that I did vote for Eric during that election. The next question was, how many council meetings have I attended? So just recently in person, I haven't been attending these last couple of meetings. However, I sit back in my ward and I watch those council meetings online. You got access to online, and again, that's where we have to bridge the gap, because the older people, they still go down to the city hall meetings. The younger people, we watch them from our phones sometimes. And
Hey, come back to 810. I gotta go out and come back in.